I'm actually going to be showing you how I'm tracking my macros and whatnot. It's a very busy day for me. It's Wednesday, so you guys will probably see this on Thursday or Friday. But it is 9:45, which I need to leave for school. I got up around 6:15. You guys already saw what I had for breakfast. I worked out, I showered, and now I'm going to make my little post-workout. It's not really a meal because I don't have time for a meal, but I'm going to do like a coffee protein shake to go. And then I have my lunch packed for school, which I'll show you guys this whenever I do get to eat lunch. I'm kind of sick, so if I sound nasally, that's why. But I'm going to show you guys everything that I eat today. I'm going to show you, I actually have all of my meals tracked out on MyFitnessPal already. I did that last night for today since I knew today was going to be super busy. So when I get home from school, I'm recording on my phone right now, or I would show you. I'm going to go on the computer and pull up MyFitnessPal and show you guys how I pre-tracked everything. So that if you're interested in starting to count macros or kind of toy around with it, that can kind of help you out a little bit. But for now, let me show you how I'm going to make this coffee protein shake. I've been drinking this pretty much every day on my way to school because it helps get my protein for the day in. And hello, coffee. When I have to sit through like 6 or 7 hours worth of classes, coffee is a must. So I use my Vitamix, so I have that set up right here. And then when I brewed my first cup of coffee this morning, which you guys saw, I brewed a second one. This one is 10 ounces, and then I put it in the fridge. So it's just plain black coffee. It's been sitting in the fridge for almost 3 hours, I would say. So it's pretty chilled. So I'm gonna dump that in the Vitamix. Hopefully I don't spill it everywhere. I'm like on my tippy toes. Okay. And then this protein, you guys, let me just tell you, Fudge Brownie ISO 100 is my life right now. This stuff is amazing, and the macros are really awesome. I like this protein because it doesn't have any fillers or anything. So 110 calories, 0.5 fat, 2 carbs, and 25 grams of protein. So I'm gonna put 1 scoop of that into the coffee smoothie. Okay, so nice little scoop, not heaping or anything. So I'm gonna put that right in there with the coffee. The last thing that I've been using for this coffee protein shake drink thing is this Nuts and More cookie butter, which I just get this online. If you just Google Nuts and More, their website will come up. It's high protein peanut spread. I don't use a whole serving. I'm going to use, I think I calculated 10 grams into my macros. So I'm gonna show you guys how I measure that out really quick. So I have my little food scale here, nothing crazy, I got it on Amazon. I turn it on, let it zero out, and then the way I do it, which people do it different ways, I take the spoon, I measure the spoon, and it is at 54 grams, so I know that I want it to weigh 64 grams since I'm doing 10 grams of peanut butter. Put it on here, see how much it weighs. 64, so that is 10 grams, so I'm gonna dump that into the Vitamix. And obviously you have to lick the spoon so that you get your macros worth, just saying. The lid on my Vitamix, I keep it on setting low for this, and then on. Then I filled up my to-go cup with a little bit of ice. Since the coffee was already chilled, it's already kind of cool, but I like it super cold. So my little Starbucks gold glitter cup, have a little bit of ice in there. I'm just going to, hopefully it all fits. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I think we're gonna be good today. Oh, plenty of room. So I'm gonna dump that in. And that, my friends, is my to-go coffee smoothie. Didn't want to leave anything out on the way out the door. I was like, oh dang, I did a leg workout. I need some carbs in my life, not just this coffee smoothie. So I grabbed a caramel, it was a caramel rice cake on my way out the door, which I have some in my lunch too. So I'll make sure that when I do eat my lunch, I'll show you guys what they look like. But I was just like, I don't even have time to film this. I just want to eat these carbs right now. But just so you guys know, I had the rice cake with the coffee smoothie for meal number 2. Hey guys, I just got out of my first class. As you can see by the steering wheel and the seats, I am sitting in my car. I am a very courteous person because I bring tuna usually for lunch. But on what is today? I don't even know what today is. On Wednesdays, I usually bring tuna because it has a lot of protein and it's easy to grab and go out the door. But tuna does not smell the best, so I eat it in my car before I go to do homework in the bookstore on campus. So I am going to show you guys everything. I feel like I'm so nasally and I can like not hear myself talk. As the day goes on, it's getting worse and worse. Like I had to step out of class because I had a sneeze attack and I had snot like dripping down my nose. It was really great. So that being said, let me open up my lunchbox here. So this is stuff that I'm gonna eat. It is 12:30 right now, so this is stuff that I'm gonna eat between now, so 12:30, and then my next class is at 3:30. We have an exam, so it probably won't go until 4:45. I'll probably get out around like 4 or 4:15. So I'll eat most of this stuff probably now, and then I'll save one of the little snacks for my drive home because I always get hungry on my drive home. I usually have about an hour commute each way. And I already know what we're having for dinner, and it's gonna be real good, so you guys will have to wait and see. So for lunch, I have some carrots, which I already weighed all this stuff out last night and packed it to make sure that I was getting what I needed nutrition-wise. 2 rice cakes. I have a chocolate one, and then a caramel one, which this is the thing that I had earlier today that I said I would show you guys, so I've already had one caramel one today. I have, this looks so disgusting since I packed it last night. It's Greek yogurt. It's just plain non-fat Greek yogurt with dark cherries. I put frozen cherries. I think I did, I don't remember how much I did. I'll show you guys when I get home and go over the MyFitnessPal thing. But dark cherries in here, and then I mix it all up, and then I put a few drops of stevia because I have a sweet tooth. And then, like I already mentioned, I have tuna. This one is the urban garlic, and it's really good. I've had it before. Lots of protein, hardly any carbs, which I need lots of carbs left over for dinner. So there's a little hint for what we're having. But this is what I'm going to be eating today for lunch, and then for my snack on my way home. And then when I get home, 9 times out of 10 I have a snack before dinner, just because your girl is always hungry. So if I do have a snack before dinner, I will catch up with you guys then. And yeah, that is it for lunch/afternoon snacks. So I'll see you guys in the next clip. Guys, I just want to point out that there's a guy in a car that's parked next to me eating Chick-fil-A. So yeah, there's that. It looks really freaking good, but I'm just over here enjoying my tuna. And I also wanted to tell you guys that I'm on my 3rd liter of Smart Water. I just filled it up on my way out of my lab. So I drink 4 of these a day. I tell you guys that in pretty much every full day of eating video. But in case this is your first time watching a full day of eating video, this is my 3rd bottle of Smart Water. And like I said, I drink 4 a day. Ugh. guys that I would, after school, which I just got home from school, it is 5:11 and I'm super hungry. I'm making some baked apples right now, which you guys will see that probably before this clip, so yeah. But I said that I was going to pull up my FitnessPal on my phone and kind of show you guys how I planned my macros for today, last night. So I don't have the premium version of my FitnessPal because I'm cheap and I don't want to pay $10 a month to have my food tracked when I can do it for free. So the only thing that's kind of sucky about that is when I go to view my nutrition on my FitnessPal, like my whole daily log, I can't put in my grams like per day of each macro, like my goals. It'll only let me do 1%, and they don't exactly correlate to my gram goals. So I kind of just, I memorized my grams, and then I just keep that in mind when I'm looking at my FitnessPal. Last night I was kind of sitting and thinking, and Adam had mentioned that he wanted to have spaghetti for dinner tonight. So I was like, okay, that's a high carb meal. So I planned to have a low carb breakfast because normally I would do like protein waffles or oatmeal or something like that, which is generally high carb. So I decided, you guys saw what I had for breakfast and it was delicious, but I made sure to keep the carbs to a minimum, but I still had some carbs because I knew that I was going to work out right after breakfast. And then same thing for lunch. I ate carbs, but I tried to keep them to a minimum. And then I basically just, you pack your lunch or whatever, but you just type it in my FitnessPal because you can switch days in my FitnessPal. So you can look at today, tomorrow, previous day, whatever, yesterday, I guess is what it would be called, not previous day. But I just kind of plan it all out, and then I always leave a little, if I do pre-plan my days, which I don't do this every day, but Wednesdays I'm gone pretty much all day. So it makes it really easy for me to stay on track. That is another thing I wanted to talk about. I'm going to put this down for a second. I have tried counting macros in the past. I think it was over the summer last year. I did it for 2 weeks, and I was not a fan. But my life is a lot different now than it was last summer. I'm back in school, so I'm out of the house 4 days a week. So I'm not home. Like back last summer, I worked from home 5 days a week. I was here at home. I had all the food in my kitchen pretty much every single day. I could eat when I wanted to. It was easier for me to kind of gauge like what I was going to eat and when I was going to eat it. But now that I'm back to being more on the go and I'm not home very much, it makes it a lot easier, and it keeps me consistent whenever I have things already planned out, knowing like, okay, I have this for lunch, I have this for breakfast, I have this for dinner. It just helps keep me on track because I was explaining to one of my clients that the past like 2 weeks, what kind of sparked me to do this whole 9-week challenge thing was I feel like my nutrition has been all over the board because I'll grab something on my way to class and just throw it in the car, and I'll eat some of it, but then I don't eat all of it. And then, you know, on my way home, I'll finish what's left, but not all the time. Sometimes I'll leave some in the car, whatever. So I come home and I reflect at the end of the day and I'm thinking like, what did I eat today? Like, and I couldn't even remember what all exactly I ate, how much I ate of it. Like I didn't even have a general idea. So I figured that since I'm, like I said, more on the go, that I would give tracking macros another chance since I'm kind of at a different stage in life. And I know that this is day 3 of tracking macros for me. It's been so much better for me this time around just because I think of that planning factor. Like I need the planning and the consistency since I'm not home all day anymore. So there's that little spiel for those of you who followed me last summer when I said that I wasn't a fan of the tracking the macros. That is my explanation as to why I'm giving it a try again. Okay, so sorry for that little rabbit trail. So yeah, I just decided what I wanted to have for last night. I laid down in bed and I was like, okay, so I know we're going to have a high carb dinner. And then I kind of just filled in the blanks from there. And I always leave a little bit of wiggle room at the end of the day because I know that I have a sweet tooth. So I'll try to save, 15 to 20 carbs, a couple grams of fat, not really protein, but just so I can have something sweet, which I'm sure you guys will have already seen that too, because I'm going to put this clip at the very end of the video once you've seen all of my meals for the day. So yeah, it's really not that hard. MyFitnessPal, you add food, and I have a whole video on how I tracked my macros using MyFitnessPal last summer. But it seems like a pain, but once you have logged like 2 or 3 days, I'm a creature of habit, which I've told you guys before. So I tend to eat a lot of the same things. So it saves it under your frequent foods. So, and you can scan a barcode. So like, which this is my 4th water, by the way. But you scan this barcode and it pulls up all the nutrition for you. So you just have to say how many servings you had of that. So it's really not a hassle if if you have goals, like, you got to make some sacrifices. It's not just going to be smooth sailing. Like, you got to track stuff. You have to, be consistent. And so that is the main reason why I wanted to kind of explain to you guys why I was tracking macros again, and kind of let you know how I planned ahead for the next day, which, like I said, I won't do that every single day. Probably Wednesdays will be the day that I do that. Like, on Tuesday nights, I'll plan every Wednesday just because I know that I'm not going to be home, like, at all. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm gone from, like, 11:30, and I don't get home until, like, 4:30, so I'm gone a majority of the day. So I won't plan my whole entire day because I try to eat lunch before I leave and then just have a snack at school. But I'll plan the basics. Like, if you know you're going to have a high carb dinner, try to have a low carb breakfast, or vice versa. If you really want waffles and you want to have like a really high carb breakfast, just kind of like start brainstorming ideas of what you can do to have like a low carb dinner. But anyways, let me know in the comments below if you guys have any questions. I am by no means a macro expert. Like, I'm learning this as I go. But anyways, let me know in the comments below if you have any questions, and I will do my best to answer them. And if I can't answer them, I will try to direct you to somebody who can. Make sure that you guys give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any videos. The next couple of weeks, I'm really going to try to tie in a lot of the 9-week challenge videos, so keep your eyes open for that. And at the end of this video, I'm going to put a flash screen of my final macros for the day. I don't know them yet because I haven't had dinner, but I'm filming my outro now because I don't want to do it later. But anyways, yes, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Stay tuned so you can see what my final macros were for the day, and I will see you guys in the next video.